welcome to ET Garage. Today's video is about selling the Chinese ProFlow intake. Alright, like I was saying, this intake is, I'm going to sell this intake, and this video, what this video is really about is what you think I should ask for it. You can pick up, this is a Chinese copy of the ProFlow XT. I got a whole video series or playlist on it. I'll leave a link somewhere up here at the end of the video, and I'll try, if I remember, I'll try and leave a link down in the description box. I bought this off of Amazon. I think I probably got it for around $300 ship, but I think I've seen them on eBay for like $255. I don't know if that includes shipping. And it came with the fuel reels and a bunch of miscellaneous bolts and a bracket to use for the cables if you use an LS style throttle body, which this is designed for. This one has been adapted so it drops right in place of a tune port intake on a Corvette, the C4 Corvette. When I sell it, it will come with the thermostat housing. It'll come all plumbed, ready to drop in place with the adjustable fuel regulator, this custom-made bracket, which has, and the external coil. It'll come with this adapter, so you just take your dual blade throttle body off your tune port, bolt it on here, and a modified bracket that you just bolt your factory cables to. So you don't need to get cables or reroute cables or anything. You just pop your cables right in, bolt everything on, and go. This will hold your throttle cable, your cruise control cable, and if you have an automatic, your transvalve cable. Also, there's this hose adapter. So you just hook up your factory hose. You don't have to cut your factory hose or anything. And it'll just hook right up to the thermostat. If you want, you could still use the LS style throttle body with it if you want. If you're going to do that, don't buy this one. Just get a manifold. Just buy the manifold off of eBay and then bolt it up, and hopefully it will bolt up, because on this one, the LS style throttle body that I have did not match these holes. In other words, these would have to be either welded, plugged, and new holes drilled and tapped, or an adapter plate made it. This also has been modified. It has an inlet for a PCV hose, so you can run your PVC system. Back on the back, it already came plugged for your line that goes to your brake booster. The vacuum fittings are all here. For your map sensor, if you're using a map sensor, if it's an earlier like C4 Corvette with the map sensor, then you won't need that, but it'll mount right here. And the lines are here, and two fittings down here. One goes to the adjustable fuel pressure regulator, and the other will go to your line that goes to your climate control system and your cruise control and all that stuff. These lines here will hook right up to the factory lines. The only difference would be is the earlier, I believe the earlier C4 Corvettes, they had a smaller return line. So these adapters on the end here, you'll have to get an adapter for that return line, a smaller adapter maybe. But those are cheap. And because you need to use a small cap distributor with this, like I said, I'm throwing in that external coil, and I'll throw in the adapter wires for the distributor. Don't expect this to go on. Just go on and run it. You should do a custom tune. And another problem with this intake I had is the rear China wall really is not, really should come out a little further. and I had problems with it leaking. I had problems with this distributor, around the distributor base leaking. You could just put lots of RTV. If I was going to keep this manifold, I would actually have this welded and then machined. That'd be the correct way. The mating surfaces that mate to the heads, those were perfect. Those they did a real good job on. I had no problems with them whatsoever. I also tapped over here for a plug for the coolant. On the stock manifold, there's a crossover, and then there's a line that hooks to that crossover that goes to your expansion tank. It's a bleed line, helps bleed the air out of the coolant system. You don't have to use that. You could plug it or use it like I did. You basically would just transfer that line from your factory manifold over to it, and you'll also need your there's a fitting for the coolant hose that you'll need. That comes off the front of the factory manifold, and you'll transfer it to here. And then in the front of the manifold would go your coolant sensor that goes to the ECM. You just transfer that over. You will have to modify your IAC housing on the throttle body, on the factory throttle body, style throttle body, in order to clear this thermostat housing. You just basically cut it, yeah. And you do a coolant bypass at the same time if you haven't already. But let me know what you think I should ask. That's what this video is about. I have no use for it. I also did a little bit of port matching on the ports. I didn't port them exactly out to the 1205 gaskets. That's what's recommended to be used with this. Instead, I just made them all so they're all the same size and close to the shape of the heads I was using, because the heads I'm using were trick flows, 195s. And if I were to match these to the gasket, 1205 gasket, they won't match the port of the heads because the shape of the ports are different. So in order to match them, I'd have to port match the cylinder heads to these gaskets, and I don't want to do that because those ports are shaped the way they are for a reason. You should really shape these ports to match the ports of the heads, not the gaskets. That's my opinion anyway. But I think I covered everything. And like I said, let me know what you think. What I should ask for this intake. I've seen reviews of these intake on Amazon, and everyone, it seems like, had some type of machining errors on them. One guy, they got them, they were machined right through on the where the injectors go. There's like a stop that was machined right through, and stuff like that. So if you just buy the manifold off of eBay or Amazon, you're gonna probably have some type of machining errors or casting errors or something like that. Casting on this, I think, is pretty good. I don't know what kind of aluminum it's cast at, but it's pretty good. Like I said, if you were to, if you're going to run the LS style throttle body, just buy one off of eBay or Amazon, but don't buy this one. If you just want to transfer everything over from your tune port to this style intake, go ahead. This intake works better with a up top, mid-range and up top. Mid-range was pretty strong, was pretty good, and definitely made more power up top, or at least it felt like it. So, you know, gear and cam accordingly, in my opinion. If you just drop it on a stock tune port 350, I'm not sure how it's going to work. You know, I've heard of people saying they like it. I didn't. I'm just not a high ribbon person. You know, If I was going to the quarter mile every Friday night, the local drag strip, and winding it out, I would definitely use this manifold and different gearing. I would definitely put something like 354s in there and then change the shift points of the trans. I've had someone comment just the other day that the dual blade throttle body doesn't flow enough for this intake. That's, I'm using a BBK 52 millimeter throttle body. Pretty sure they flow well over 700 CFM. And I forgot what the flow rates are. If I can find them, I'll put them up here. But it's more flow. It's plenty of flow rate for my build. Let's put it that way. That's something you have to determine. But if you're looking for an easy swap to this type of intake, this would probably be the easiest to do. Should be able to bolt it on. I'm not sure how it would run with the factory tune. Say you've just bolted like on like I said, a stock tune port 350. I'm not sure how it's going to run. You'd have to experiment that. I used the Jegs distributor with this. I had a lot of problems with that distributor. I couldn't. that made it difficult for me to get this to run. And it wasn't the intake's fault. It turned out to be that distributor. Once I got the distributor sorted out, I had this thing running really well. In fact, I drove from Pennsylvania down to down there to Tennessee and North Carolina down there at the Tail of the Dragon. I did a video on that, and I'll leave a link there somewhere at the end of this video too for that. And drove it home, and it worked great with 30-pound injectors on the highway. In highway mode engaged, I was getting about 25, 26 miles to the gallon. If you're worried about that sort of thing. There it is. So let me know in the comment section what you think I should ask for this intake. And I'll put it for sale. I prefer to sell it local. I could throw that Jegs distributor in too. Use that at your own risk. So keep that in mind. You might have better luck at it than I did. But you're better off getting a good distributor, either a good used GM distributor, small cap distributor, or get a Davis Unified distributor. Those I've had really good luck with. Those always work really good. That's it for this video. Like I said, let me know down in the comment section what do you think I should ask for this. And then I'll move on to some other projects. But in the meantime, everybody have a great day, and God bless.